welcome to Season 2, Episode 6 of Footy HQ. I'm your host, Melanie Whelan, here with Central Highlands Football League expert Tim O'Connor. Tim, plenty happening, yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll talk a bit in a minute, but there's been a couple of upsets in the Central Highlands over the past week.
There has, and there's heaps of people asking about it. But first, I want to show you our photo of the week. It's brought to you by Sean Smits, one of our Fairfax partners. He's taken a photo of an awesome mark in Darley. We were hoping it would be Shane O'Brien, but he didn't quite take the mark we wanted. But it's great. It was a great match, apparently. Pat Nolan, our BFL expert, said it was great to have Shane in action. He was racking up possessions all over the ground. Yeah, can't wait to have him back for a few more for Darley later this year. So that'll be great to see and great for the BFL as well. So Tim, what happened? Clunes, Creswick, they trumped Dalesford and Hepburn. It was unforeseeable.
Well, it's like a lot of people ask me to try and figure out when the last time the two, Dalesford and Hepburn both lost in the same weekend. I couldn't get around to doing that, but I'm sure it would have been a long time ago. Yeah, I went to Creswick to watch Creswick and Dalesford. Creswick actually beat Dalesford there the year before. So
how did they do it?
Well, I said to someone else the other day, they don't really have the team to match on paper to match Dalesford. They just all. You get 4 quarters from a bunch of guys that really want to win, and they knew they could beat Dalesford from the year before, so they just gave it 100% the whole way. They sort of stuck with them for 3 quarters. In the last quarter, they kicked 10 goals, just everything went their way.
That Queen's game? What was that one like?
Yeah, a similar story there, I think. Just plugged away, and then the last quarter, I suppose, when you're with a team like that, you can, not only it takes a couple of goals and you can win it. So, 2 great results for those clubs.
Yeah, what's the feeling been like down in Spa Country? I imagine it'd be a little,
It's a strange feeling for those guys.
Down there.
Yeah, I'm sure that the Hepburn guys would have been happy to hear Dalesford went down, and so would have Dalesford Hepburn. So
kind of bittersweet, I guess. Yeah. But the whole thing, I guess, does it throw into a spin your whole idea of a split division?
Well, I don't think so, but it does make a case that the lower teams can beat the top teams on their day. Whether or not it's sustainable long term, whether they can do that week in, week out, that's probably the question. It's all right to win one game against those good teams.
Well, is it a fluke? Are you going to get Illbrook come out and absolutely whitewash Hepburn?
They're probably the more clubs, the very bottom clubs that we couldn't see, matching the top clubs. But these results are great for the competition. Make no mistake.
And I think it would be good, if there was the split system, Queens and Creswick, those sort of teams, if they are in Division 2, then it gives them something to aim towards. They know they can mix it with these top guys, go for it and try and get promotion.
No, it's great results for those clubs, and the big test is this week, backing it up now. That's the challenge. We also move into Interleague after this week too, Mel. So we got this is round 6 coming up, and then we have most of the guys will have a week off, but the Interleague guys are preparing for their game against Ovens and King.
Where's the squad at the moment?
Yeah, I was just talking to Shane Scontra today, the coach. They're still whittling down their final numbers. They'll have a training session this Sunday, and then a training session again Tuesday and Thursday next week, and I'll name their side Thursday night. Yep.
Now, where'd you send our roving reporter this week? I gave you the assignment to send Michael somewhere in the Central Highlands. Where'd you put him?
We had to go to Creswick after their great win, so we talked to Coach Len Watson, the new coach there, and he's a great fella, and he was over the moon on Saturday to have that sort of win.
And here's a little bit about what he had to say.
Look, I think the biggest thing that we take out of it is a whole lot of belief in each other and, within our game plan, and certainly confidence too. With a young playing group and a young list, that's incredibly important.
And Creswick were one of the teams that played finals last year, although they got bundled out in the first round. What improvement do you need to see for them to take that next step?
Yeah, with a young group, Michael, I think it's just incredibly important that you just get development and games into players, and I think the biggest improvement that we'll see maybe is a bit more consistency in the way we play as we grow together as a footy club.
And which players have impressed thus far?
Creswick's blessed with some amazing local blokes out here. The Hepworth brothers, Liam and Caleb particularly. Joel Antonio, Skip Patterson, they've all been terrific. And some of the new blokes that have come into the club too, Alex Code and Brennan Depler and Edward Coulthard, have just been fantastic for us.
And you've got Moline this week, and what can you expect from them, and what do you need to do to back up last week's performance?
Yeah, what do we expect from them? We expect a really hard game. They'll be certainly coming out to knock us over this week, and we have to refocus on them this week. Think about the things we did well last week, and make sure that we come out and we do everything that we plan to do.
Now, you said Interleague's coming up. The VFL had their interstate clash at the weekend. We had Miles Sewell, Lockie George and Steve Clifton all in action. one of the most interesting pointers I took out of this game was that the VFL play with Sherrins in their weekly competitions. The West Australian League play with Burleys, so they switched footballs each quarter.
Oh, really?
I just thought it was quite a quirky little fact. Interested, what does Central Highland play with? Are they Burleys?
They're Sherrins, but
they're Sherrin?
It's interesting that it's FOP each quarter. I suppose it keeps it fair for both, doesn't
Well,
it?
I spoke to an umpire and he said it's actually not fair. This is a local league umpire, and he said it would actually be better to switch them at half time, because if you had the breeze with the Burley or the Sherrin, if one football suited one end better, then you're going to get it twice, or technically.
Yeah, right. A lot of people, I know most people, I think, prefer the Sherrin, but that's only just from what I talk to, but it's great to have.
I've heard the Sherrin bounces better. The Burley's a bit rounder, but everyone has their own preference, so
that's interesting. Yeah,
I prefer the Sherrin. I think it's great to see the Sherrins out there, and I love to see a good football bounce. So we'll hopefully see more of that this weekend. Lots happening. We look forward to seeing you again. Same Footy HQ time, same Footy HQ place.